the 10 fattest animals in the world. Who is the biggest colossus? Get ready to meet the giants of nature, animals that carry not just weight, but history, strength, and adaptation. In this list, you will discover species that have turned fat into a true survival weapon, providing protection and strategic energy. From the giant armadillo of Brazil to the majestic Arctic walrus, each of these animals is unique in its habitat and in how fat shapes its life. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's get started. Number 10, the giant armadillo of Mato Grosso, heavy and surprising. The giant armadillo of Mato Grosso is, without a doubt, one of the most impressive creatures in the Brazilian ecosystem, a true force of nature that draws attention not only for its size, but also for its robustness, survival skills, and fundamental role in environmental balance. Unlike smaller, more common armadillos, this giant can weigh over 50 kilograms, an exceptional mark for any member of the Dasypodidae family. This weight is not just a reflection of size, it represents a strategic combination of strength, body fat, and adaptation to the Cerrado environment, allowing the giant armadillo to face adverse conditions, predators, and food scarcity with admirable efficiency. Despite its massive, sometimes awkward appearance, the giant armadillo possesses surprising abilities that challenge the common perception of bulky animals. It is an extraordinary digger. With strong, adapted claws, it can quickly excavate the soil in search of insects, larvae, and roots, its main food source. This digging behavior is not just a feeding strategy, but also a defensive tool. When threatened, the giant armadillo uses its digging skills to create burrows quickly, hiding from danger and protecting itself from natural predators like ocelots, jaguars, and large birds of prey. Another key element for the giant armadillo's survival is the fat it accumulates around its vital organs. This adipose layer is not just an aesthetic detail or a reflection of its large size. It plays a vital role in protecting internal organs from impacts, falls, or predator attacks. Additionally, it serves as an energy reserve during periods of food scarcity, allowing the animal to survive during prolonged droughts or in habitats where food availability is limited. In an ecosystem like the Brazilian Cerrado, where dry and wet seasons pose extreme challenges, this energy storage capacity makes the giant armadillo a remarkable survivor. The giant armadillo's shell is another highlight, with unique patterns varying from individual to individual. This bony structure not only provides protection from attacks, but also serves important physiological functions. The shell helps regulate body temperature, shielding the animal from intense sun heat and preventing heat loss during cold nights, common in the Cerrado and forest areas of Mato Grosso. Thus, the giant armadillo is a living example of how evolution creates integrated solutions. Every layer of protection, fat and muscle, contributes simultaneously to defense, survival, and metabolic efficiency. Beyond its impressive physical adaptations, the giant armadillo plays an essential ecological role in the environment. Its digging aerates the soil, improving water absorption and nutrient circulation, which directly benefits local flora. By digging for food, the giant armadillo also contributes to seed dispersal, aiding the regeneration of native plants and maintaining ecological balance. Additionally, by consuming large amounts of insects, larvae, and small invertebrates, it naturally controls populations that could become pests, ensuring ecosystem health. In this way, its presence is not only physical, but symbolic. It is a natural engineer, shaping and maintaining the functionality of its habitat. Interestingly, despite its considerable size and weight, the giant armadillo is surprisingly agile when necessary. In moments of threat, it can move quickly over short distances, dig rapidly, and even climb small elevations, proving that accumulated fat does not compromise mobility. On the contrary, the combination of robust musculature and energy reserves provides endurance, strength, and stability on varied terrains, from the dry, compact soils of the Cerrado to wetter areas near rivers and ponds. Compared to other armadillos, the giant armadillo stands out not just for its weight, but for the functionality that its fat, muscles, and shell provide. Every physical characteristic is the result of an evolutionary process aimed at maximizing survival in a sometimes hostile environment. Number 9, the African pygmy hippopotamus. Small in size, big in weight. Although its name suggests delicacy and modesty, the African pygmy hippopotamus is surprisingly heavy and bulky for its compact size. This species, found in isolated forests and wetlands of West Africa, is an example of how body fat can be an essential survival strategy. Males can weigh between 180 and 275 kilograms, while females are slightly smaller but equally robust. The fat is not just an aesthetic detail, it protects vital organs, helps regulate body temperature, and provides energy reserves for periods when food is scarce. The pygmy hippo has a rounded body and short, strong legs that support its considerable mass. Its sensitive skin secretes a natural type of oil that helps prevent dehydration and sunburn, while the layer of fat beneath the skin functions as protection against shocks and external pressures. This fat also aids buoyancy in rivers and ponds, making aquatic movement more efficient. The combination of weight, fat, and adaptability makes it an impressive survivor in challenging ecosystems. Moreover, the pygmy hippo's diet, consisting mainly of leaves, fruits, and aquatic vegetation, requires it to use its strength and body fat to digest large amounts of food and extract sufficient energy. Accumulated fat allows it to survive periods of drought or food scarcity without compromising its health. Interestingly, despite its volume, these animals can be agile when necessary, swimming efficiently and escaping predators, demonstrating that body fat does not hinder mobility. The African pygmy hippopotamus, though less known than its larger cousin, the common hippopotamus, stands out as a fascinating example of how nature balances weight, fat, and adaptation. Its compact and robust body allows it to survive in isolated environments, protecting it from threats and ensuring enough energy to thrive. For this reason, it earns its place as one of the fattest animals in the world, proving that size and fat are not just numbers, but evolutionary survival tools that guarantee its continuity in nature. Number 8. The Galapagos giant tortoise. Longevity and impressive mass. The Galapagos giant tortoise is a true icon of nature, famous not only for its longevity, which can exceed 150 years, but also for its impressive size. These animals can weigh over 250 kilos, with shells exceeding 1.5 meters in length. Body fat and energy stores are essential for survival, allowing them to go long periods without food and withstand dry and challenging environments. Critical traits for species living on isolated islands. The giant tortoise's physical structure combines strength, protection, and adaptation. Its robust shell acts as a barrier against predators, while internal fat protects vital organs and stores energy for times of scarcity. Additionally, this fat contributes to buoyancy when crossing rivers or small ponds, making movement more efficient. Despite their slowness, every movement is calculated and efficient, showing that mass does not entirely compromise mobility, but strengthens endurance and survival capability. These tortoises' diet includes a wide variety of vegetation, leaves, cacti, and fruits, which provide nutrients and contribute to fat accumulation. This fat acts as a strategic reserve, ensuring that even during droughts or food shortages, the tortoise can maintain vital functions. Interestingly, fat also plays a role in thermal regulation, helping them endure both the intense daytime heat and the cold nights of the Galapagos Islands. Beyond physical aspects, the giant tortoise has significant ecological importance. By feeding, it helps disperse seeds and maintain local vegetation, showing that its fat is not just a matter of individual survival, but also a key component of environmental balance. The combination of size, mass, and longevity makes the Galapagos giant tortoise an impressive example of how body fat can be functional and adaptive. Its grandeur, longevity, and resilience earn it 8th place on the list of the fattest animals in the world, proving that in nature, fat is much more than aesthetic. It is strength, protection, and evolutionary intelligence concentrated in a body that inspires respect and admiration. Number 7. The giant maned wolf. Strength and weight combined. The giant maned wolf, also known as the maned wolf, is a medium-sized predator that stands out not only for its imposing appearance, but also for its considerable body mass. Adult males can weigh between 35 and 40 kilos, which, for their structure, represents a robust and well-developed body. This body fat, distributed strategically, provides protection and energy, making it an efficient and resilient hunter in varied habitats, from open fields to dense forests. Despite its medium size compared to larger predators, the maned wolf has strong muscles and long legs that support its weight and allow agile movements during hunting. The fat accumulated around vital organs serves as a natural shield against shocks and injuries during confrontations with prey or predators. Additionally, it functions as an energy reserve during food scarcity, ensuring that the animal maintains strength and endurance even in difficult times. Its diverse diet includes small mammals, birds, and fruits, requiring skill to capture and process food efficiently. The robust body and body fat allow it to digest large amounts of food and store energy for days when hunting is less productive. Interestingly, despite its mass, the maned wolf can run at high speed and jump with precision, showing that body fat is functional, balancing protection and mobility. Beyond physical strength, the maned wolf plays an important ecological role. It helps control populations of small mammals and disperse seeds from consumed fruits, contributing to ecosystem balance. Its presence indicates environmental health and biodiversity, showing that weight and body fat are not only individual traits, but factors that impact the entire ecological chain. The maned wolf combines robustness, strength, and strategy, making it a fascinating example of how fat can be functional and vital for survival. Its body, balanced between mass and mobility, ensures efficiency in hunting, resilience against threats, and adaptation to diverse environments. For these reasons, it rightfully occupies 7th place on the list of the fattest animals in the world, proving that fat is not synonymous with weakness, but rather evolutionary intelligence and adaptive power. Number 6. Wild boar. Fat and adaptable. The wild boar is one of the most impressive animals when it comes to body fat and adaptability. These animals can weigh up to 150 kilos, with robust and muscular bodies that store fat strategically, ensuring endurance and energy in different environments. Its fat is not merely an aesthetic accumulation, but an essential survival tool, allowing it to face periods of food scarcity and extreme climate variations. The wild boar's physical structure combines strength, agility, and resilience. Its short but muscular legs support the considerable body weight, while fat protects vital organs from injury and aids in thermal regulation. This combination allows the animal to explore various habitats, from dense forests to open fields and mountainous areas, demonstrating versatility few animals can achieve. The wild boar's diet is diverse, including roots, fruits, insects, and small animals. Accumulated body fat enables it to digest large amounts of food and transform this energy into reserves for times of scarcity. Interestingly, despite its bulky body, the wild boar is agile, capable of running quickly and hiding from predators, proving that weight does not compromise mobility, but increases its efficiency as an adaptive species. Beyond individual survival, the wild boar plays a significant ecological role. By rooting in the soil for food, it contributes to aeration and fertilization, helping with seed dispersal and maintaining local vegetation. Its presence indicates environmental balance, showing that body fat can also have an indirect impact on the ecosystem. The wild boar is therefore a perfect example of how body fat can be functional and vital for survival. It provides energy, protection, and adaptation to various environments, allowing the animal to thrive even under adverse conditions. For these reasons, the wild boar rightfully holds the 6th place on the list of the fattest animals in the world, reminding us that fat accumulation in nature is a matter of evolutionary intelligence and strategic strength, not just size or appearance. Number 5. Brown bear, the ultimate fat of the cold. The brown bear, scientifically known as Ursus arctos, is one of the largest and most iconic terrestrial predators on the planet, recognized not only for its impressive strength, but also for its extraordinary accumulation of body fat, essential for survival. This animal is found in various habitats in the northern hemisphere, including temperate forests, mountains, and Arctic regions, adapting to extreme climatic conditions, from the coldest areas to temperate zones. The brown bear's fat is not merely aesthetic, it serves vital functions, from thermal protection to energy storage during prolonged hibernation periods, making it one of the fattest animals in the world. During summer and autumn, the brown bear enters a hyperphagia phase, consuming enormous amounts of food daily. During this period, an adult bear can ingest over 20,000 calories per day, feeding on fish, fruits, small and large mammals, and even vegetation. The goal of this intense feeding is to accumulate enough fat to survive the winter months when food becomes scarce or unavailable. This fat, which can account for more than 30% of the bear's body weight, is distributed in dense layers under the skin, serving as thermal insulation against extreme cold, cushioning impacts, and as an energy reserve to sustain hibernation, which can last up to 6 months. The process of fat accumulation is fascinating biologically. By storing lipids, the brown bear converts ingested calories into reserves that can be metabolized slowly throughout the winter without significant loss of muscle mass or strength. This balance is crucial, even during During hibernation, the bear can awaken and respond to threats, preserving its survival. Additionally, body fat protects internal organs from shocks during fights or falls, enhancing the bear's physical resilience in its natural environment. Brown bears show regional variations in size and weight, reflecting habitat adaptations. Males can weigh between 400 and 600 kilograms, while adult females range around 300 to 400 kilograms. In some subspecies, like the Alaskan brown bear, exceptional males can exceed 700 kilos, becoming true natural colossi. Interestingly, their size and weight do not make them slow or clumsy. On the contrary, they can travel long distances in search of food, climb mountains, and even swim long stretches, demonstrating that body fat works in perfect harmony with muscles and mobility, resulting in a highly efficient and resilient predator. Brown bear fat also directly influences reproductive and social behavior. Pregnant females accumulate even more lipid reserves to sustain gestation and provide energy for nursing, ensuring offspring survival under adverse conditions. During territorial encounters or confrontations with other bears, fat functions as additional protection, absorbing impacts and reducing the risk of serious injuries. The combination of strength, weight, and energy reserves places the brown bear in a unique position among the world's fattest animals, where every gram of fat is a strategic survival resource. Ecologically, the brown bear plays a crucial role in various ecosystems. It acts as a top predator, controlling herbivore and small mammal populations, and contributes to seed dispersal through its varied diet. Its presence indicates environmental balance and healthy biodiversity, showing that body fat, though impressive, is part of a complex natural system. Fat sustains the animal individually and indirectly affects ecosystem health. Beyond its ecological role, the brown bear is a subject of cultural and scientific fascination. It symbolizes strength, endurance, and adaptation to extreme cold, appearing in legends, films, and wildlife documentaries. Scientific studies show that brown bear fat evolved as a sophisticated strategy, allowing the animal to thrive in hostile environments and survive for centuries with a unique combination of weight, strength, and metabolic efficiency. Number 4. African elephant. Weight and absolute magnitude. The African elephant, Loxodonta africana, is the largest land animal on the planet, and its impressive body combines size, strength, and a strategic amount of body fat that ensures survival in diverse environments. Adult males can exceed 6 tons in weight, while adult females usually weigh between 3 and 4 tons. Despite their colossal size, these animals are incredibly mobile and adaptable thanks to the efficient distribution of fat and muscle throughout their bodies. African elephant fat serves vital functions: thermal protection, energy storage, organ insulation, and impact cushioning while moving over uneven terrain. The fat layer of these giants can range from 2 to 4 cm in the trunk and abdomen areas, but most is strategically distributed around vital organs. Unlike other bulky animals which store fat primarily as a passive reserve, the elephant actively uses its fat for protection, temperature regulation, and survival during periods of food scarcity. This fat is complemented by extremely powerful muscles, which support the immense weight of the animal and enable agile movements, such as short sprints, climbing steep inclines, and moving trunks and branches with precision. African elephants are herbivores and consume large amounts of vegetation daily, sometimes up to 150 kilos of fresh food in a single day. Their diet includes leaves, fruits, bark, and roots, providing essential nutrients to maintain muscle mass and body fat. During droughts or food shortages, elephants rely on stored fat reserves, which supply enough energy to go weeks without adequate food, maintaining physiological functions without compromising health. Elephant fat also plays a crucial role in thermal regulation. In hot African regions, thick skin combined with internal fat helps protect vital organs and reduce fluid loss through perspiration. Elephants also use behaviors such as mud baths, water spraying, and shade exposure to complement fat's function in temperature control. During cold periods, fat acts as insulation, maintaining body temperature and protecting the animal from extreme climate variations. Socially, African elephants live in complex matriarchal groups led by an older female, guiding the herd in search of food and water. The body fat of these animals directly influences the survival of the entire herd, as strong males and well-nourished females provide protection and resources for the young. Pregnant females accumulate even more fat during gestation, ensuring enough energy to support fetal development and nursing after birth. The ecological impact of the African elephant is profound. By feeding, they modify vegetation, facilitate seed dispersal, and create trails that benefit other species. Their presence is crucial for environmental balance, showing that body fat not only sustains the individual but also affects the entire ecosystem in which they live. Compared to other fat animals, the African elephant stands out by uniquely integrating fat, strength, and mobility. Unlike aquatic animals, whose fat mainly aids flotation, or terrestrial predators, which store fat for short-term energy, the elephant uses fat continuously and functionally, balancing protection, energy, and physical efficiency throughout its life. This integration makes the African elephant a supreme example of how body fat can be vital and functional, not just an indicator of size. The African elephant's grandeur, strength, and social intelligence, combined with its impressive fat reserves, secure its position as fourth on the list of the fattest animals in the world. It demonstrates that in nature, fat is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is a powerful survival, protection, and adaptation tool that allows these giants not only to exist but to thrive for thousands of years, maintaining ecosystem balance and inspiring respect and admiration in all who have the opportunity to observe them. Number 3. Blue whale, the aquatic fat giant. The blue whale, Balænoptera musculus, is undoubtedly the largest animal that has ever existed on Earth, and its colossal body is an extreme example of how fat can be vital for survival, efficiency, and adaptation to the environment. Adults can reach up to 30 meters in length and weigh over 150 tons, with approximately 30% of that weight consisting of an immense layer of fat known as blubber. This fat is not merely an aesthetic feature. It performs multiple essential functions that ensure the survival of the planet's largest mammal. The blue whale's blubber layer can exceed 30 centimeters in thickness in some areas of the body. This fat serves as thermal insulation, allowing the animal to maintain a stable body temperature even in the icy waters of the Arctic and Antarctic. Additionally, the fat acts as a long-term energy reserve, metabolized during periods of food scarcity, such as during migrations spanning thousands of kilometers. Throughout these journeys, the blue whale relies on this body mass to sustain vital functions, including continuous swimming and maintaining a high metabolic rate. The blue whale's diet is almost exclusively composed of krill, tiny crustaceans found in large concentrations in cold waters. An adult can consume up to 4 tons of krill per day during summer and autumn, quickly building fat reserves that sustain the animal during long migration periods when food is scarce. This cycle of intense feeding followed by extended fasting is a remarkable example of how body fat becomes functional, storing energy that ensures endurance, mobility, and survival in highly challenging environments. Beyond energy storage, the blue whale's body fat plays a crucial role in its hydrodynamics. The density and distribution of blubber contribute to buoyancy, stability, and swimming efficiency, reducing the effort required to cover large distances. Each movement of its fins and tail is optimized by the balance between muscle mass and fat, enabling the whale to reach speeds of up to 50 km/h for short bursts. An astonishing feat considering its colossal body size. Physiologically, blubber also acts as a natural shock absorber for internal organs, protecting the heart, lungs, and liver from impacts during deep dives, mating, or encounters with predators, although adults are practically invulnerable. Moreover, fat aids in storing fat-soluble vitamins, hormones, and other essential metabolic compounds, making blubber a multifunctional component crucial for the whale's health and survival. The blue whale is also an example of evolutionary adaptation to aquatic life. Fat allows it to regulate oxygen consumption during deep, prolonged dives while maintaining sufficient energy reserves to swim to great depths in search of food. These dives can last up to 90 minutes, with intense pressure and low temperatures, situations in which blubber acts simultaneously as an insulator and shock absorber. The strategic distribution of fat allows the whale to maintain balance, buoyancy, and metabolic efficiency, ensuring that each dive is safe and effective. Beyond biological functions, the blue whale's fat also has indirect ecological impacts. By consuming large quantities of krill, it influences the population balance of these small crustaceans and, consequently, the entire marine food chain. Body fat allows the whale to undertake long reproductive and feeding migrations, connecting distant ecosystems and ensuring the survival of its species across different regions of the planet. Compared to other fat animals, the blue whale represents the pinnacle of functional body fat. Unlike bears or elephants, whose fat is distributed for terrestrial protection and seasonal energy, the blue whale integrates fat fat, buoyancy, hydrodynamics, and metabolism in an extraordinary way, making every centimeter of blubber a vital tool for survival, mobility, and reproduction. Number 2. Northern elephant seal, adapted to extreme cold. The northern elephant seal, Mirunga angustirostris, also known as the northern sea elephant, is one of the largest and most impressive marine mammals on the planet. Adult males can weigh up to 450 kilos, while females generally range from 200 to 300 kilos, with a layer of body fat that can account for more than 50% of total weight. This fat is not merely an aesthetic trait, but an essential evolutionary adaptation for survival in extremely cold and challenging environments, such as the icy coasts of the Arctic and subarctic regions. The elephant seal's fat layer acts as thermal insulation, maintaining a stable body temperature even when the animal dives into freezing waters for extended periods. Additionally, this fat serves as an energy reserve, allowing the seal to endure long periods without food during winter or breeding season, when males compete for territory and mating. This accumulated energy is crucial for survival, especially for males, who may spend weeks or months without eating while defending territories and competing with other males. During the mating season, male fat is especially vital. Dominant males, known as alphas, accumulate fat throughout the year to face physical confrontations with rivals and attract females. These fights can be intense and prolonged, requiring stamina, strength, and energy stored in body fat. Males with less fat have lower chances of victory and reproductive success, demonstrating that for this species, fat is not just protection or energy, but a direct factor of power in social hierarchy. The northern elephant seal's diet consists mainly of fish and squid, providing essential nutrients for fat accumulation. During summer, intense feeding allows males to rapidly increase body mass, while females also build reserves to sustain gestation and nursing. Female fat is essential for nourishing pups during their first months of life, ensuring that the young survive the harsh subarctic environment. In addition to energy storage, the northern elephant seal's fat acts as a natural cushion. During deep dives in search of food, the body must withstand intense pressure and abrupt temperature changes. The fat layer protects vital organs and provides additional buoyancy, facilitating movement through water. This combination of insulation, energy, and buoyancy makes the seal an extremely efficient swimmer, capable of covering long distances in search of food or during seasonal migrations. The physiology of the elephant seal is fascinating. During deep dives, which can last up to 90 minutes, metabolism slows and body fat provides continuous energy, allowing the animal to maintain essential functions without compromising muscles or circulation. Furthermore, fat contains fat-soluble vitamins, hormones, and metabolic reserves, making it multifunctional: insulation, energy, buoyancy, and protection. Socially, northern elephant seals live in large, dense colonies, especially during breeding season. Body fat directly influences each male's social position and reproductive success. Larger, well-fed males can defend territories and mate with more females, while thinner males often do not survive intense physical competition. Females, in turn, rely on accumulated fat to nourish their pups, ensuring that the next generation has a higher chance of survival. Ecologically, the elephant seal plays an important role in the oceans. It regulates fish and squid populations, influences food chains, and contributes to marine balance. Its migrations and feeding habits affect different ecosystems, showing that body fat serves not only the individual, but also directly impacts the functioning of the natural environment. Compared to other fat animals, the northern elephant seal demonstrates how fat can be functional, strategic, and vital. Number 1. Walrus, the absolute king of fat. The walrus, Odobanus rosmarus, is undoubtedly the fattest animal on the list and one of the most imposing marine mammals on Earth. Adult males can reach up to 500 kg, while females weigh between 800 and 1,200 kg, with a large portion of that weight consisting of a dense layer of body fat called blubber, which performs vital functions for survival, adaptation, and reproductive success. This fat is not just volume, it is multifunctional, providing protection against extreme cold, energy storage, buoyancy, and even aiding reproduction and parental care. Walruses inhabit polar regions, mainly in the Arctic Ocean and adjacent areas north of Canada, Greenland, Russia, and Norway. Their environment is extremely harsh. Freezing waters, cutting winds, and drastic seasonal changes make survival a constant challenge. To thrive, the walrus relies on fat not just for protection, but as a strategic energy reserve. The blubber layer can exceed 30 centimeters in thickness, insulating internal organs and allowing the animal to to maintain a stable body temperature even when the water is near 0 degrees Celsius. Beyond thermal insulation, walrus fat is essential as an energy reserve. During winter or periods of food scarcity, walruses can rely on stored fat for weeks or months. Adult males in particular accumulate large fat reserves to sustain competition for territory and mating. During the breeding season, males fight for access to females in intense confrontations requiring endurance, strength, and energy derived entirely from fat reserves. Females use fat to sustain gestation and nurse pups, ensuring that the young survive the harsh Arctic conditions. Walrus's diet consists mainly of mollusks, such as mussels and clams, as well as other marine invertebrates. To capture these foods, they use their long tusks and strong teeth to dig sandy and muddy seabeds. Energy derived from fat is crucial to sustain these physically demanding activities, which can last for hours. Without this reserve, the walrus would be unable to feed efficiently or survive the extreme demands of its habitat. Physiologically, walrus fat also acts as a natural cushion, protecting vital organs during deep dives, confrontations, and sudden movements. It ensures buoyancy, facilitating movement across large distances on ice and in water, reducing the effort required to swim and maintain stability. Each layer of blubber is therefore multifunctional, insulating, energetic, protective, and strategic, showing that walrus fat is not only quantitative but highly functional. Walruses also exhibit social adaptations related to fat. Larger, fatter, and stronger males dominate groups, gaining access to more females and ensuring greater reproductive success. Females with adequate fat reserves can better nourish their pups, increasing offspring survival rates. Thus, the walrus's body fat directly impacts hierarchy, reproduction, and species continuity, becoming a crucial element not only individually but socially strategic. Ecologically, walruses play an important role in Arctic marine ecosystems. By feeding on mollusks, they help control populations of these organisms, influencing benthic balance. Their movements and presence also affect predators, such as orcas, and interact with sea ice dynamics, demonstrating that body fat has indirect repercussions on the environment. Compared to other fat animals, the walrus represents the pinnacle of functional body fat, unlike the blue whale, whose blubber is primarily for energy and buoyancy, or the elephant seal, whose fat balances thermal insulation, energy, and social status. The walrus integrates all these functions to an extreme degree: protection from cold, prolonged energy reserve, cushioning, buoyancy, reproduction, and social hierarchy. Every centimeter of fat is vital for the animal's survival, mobility, and reproductive success. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.